Johnson University was founded in 1893 by Ashley and Emma Johnson. Created as a school to train and equip evangelists, the Johnsons were devoted to take in any young man who desired to preach the gospel of Christ. Since that time, the Johnsons' original vision has stayed in place, as the campus itself has evolved and changed. The Johnsons' vision in 1893 was the cover page, and chapter after chapter has been added through the years. Everyone who has since graced Johnson's halls, students, faculty, and staff, have all contributed to a new chapter. What is your role in the story of Johnson?
My name is Brandon Perry. I'm the men's basketball coach, and I've been here for 3 years. I believe in the missional purpose of Johnson. That part of who we are as Christians is that we should be reaching into the lives of people, investing into humanity in whatever form that takes, whether it be preaching on a stage or whether it be in a living room setting, reaching out to a friend. Part of what we're called to be is just people who invest. And that's what I long to be and why I enjoy being a part of this campus. I want to live a life that is devoted to missional living, that reaches out and touches people in whatever form that takes. So for me, I think this purpose that Johnson has laid out before us is vital. I want to be someone who genuinely cares for people, who genuinely reaches into someone's life, not for a purpose of saying, oh, let me bring you to church or let me convince you of this idea, but because Christ said, let's bring the kingdom here. Let's bring heaven to earth. And part of that is the way that we love humanity. I came to Johnson in probably an unconventional way. My wife was actually a student here back in 2005, 2006, and she got her associates here before transferring to ETSU to pursue a career in medicine, and is now an OBGYN here in Knoxville. We moved to Knoxville because of she was matched here. A computer basically said, we're moving to Knoxville, and we did. And we began to have relationships through our church at Crossings faith community and built relationships with a lot of professors here. And that's kind of how I got a little bit of a connection and met a guy named Jamie Gorman, who I started playing basketball with on Wednesday mornings here at Johnson. And in that process, met some of the guys, met Coach Kevin Hall, the coach who preceded me. And that's kind of how I ended up here. I mean, and got connected, and the job came open, and Coach Hall recommended me, and the rest is history, I guess. So it's been kind of this long, drawn-out story of finding my way here through some random connections. You know, I buy into the mission of Johnson because honestly, it's my mission. I long to invest in people. It's part of why I coach and why I want to be in basketball. I served in youth ministry for 15 plus years, investing in the lives of students, but realized that as my youth ministry got larger, I lost some connection. And basketball for me is not about the games and the wins and losses. It's about the connection to those 15 to 20 boys that come through my program. Because we believe that we're a brotherhood. We talk about that all the time. We're family. We're brothers. And what started out to be me trying to reach into their lives has become something even bigger because they've reached into mine. My 3-year-old son has 20 big brothers who he loves and adores. And to see us live life out together, the way I think it was intended to be. I think what the church was meant to be, and has been incredibly moving and life-giving for me and my family. I think what makes us different from other college basketball teams that you may see on TV or anywhere else is that we have a set of beliefs, a set of values that we abide by, that maybe A lot of other teams may value something a little different. Maybe for them it's wins, or maybe it's banners or whatever. And we value those things. We want to win games. We want to hang banners. We talk about that all the time. But for us, we believe in our brotherhood. We believe that we should ache for our brothers. We believe in joy, in love, in effort, in respect. We believe that we should be a team who rights wrongs, and that we should be searching these things with this an unquenchable desire, not just in games and in practice, but in life. So for us, we want to portray that. We want to find ways to take these beliefs and make them more than just words on a paper, or more than just ideas in our head, but make them reality in our life, in the kingdom of God. We basically pray this prayer all the time: may these things come to be. My connection with students here is different, especially with my teammates. The cool thing that happens through basketball is that, and most people would say this is bad, but I think it's actually awesome. Most of our trips are about 3 hours long, and those guys are sitting in a bus with me, and they can't escape. And what ends up happening in that time frame is we ask questions about life. We talk about things that often they've heard here on campus. A professor brought this issue up, and my guys may not ask the question in class, but sitting on that bus in a safe place, in an environment where they're comfortable, where they're with their brothers, their family, they'll ask that question. And we just get an opportunity to live that out and talk about it, for them to say, hey, Coach Perry, what do you think about this? How do you deal with this issue or that? What do you think about this idea of faith? For me, that's awesome. That's what I want my guys to do. It's why I coach, is because I want to enter into their lives in this way, for our stories to somehow have this beautiful connection, this intersection that can only be brought through Christ. So I think for my connection, it's much deeper and much more intimate, because we hurt together. We laugh together. There's times when we bleed together, when we may even shed tears together. It's deep. It's true. It's what connection is supposed to look like. This year has been a special year for our basketball team. We've spent the majority of the year ranked 5th in the country, and have done some amazing things, including leading the country in scoring, in free throw percentage. We've been a top 10 team in turnover margin, which all that stuff may not mean much. But what it does say is that our guys have committed themselves to excellence. Just recently, we came back from the national tournament where we finished 4th in the country. We have Taylor Gilpin, who was first team All-American, Kenny White, who was second team All-American. We have 2 guys who were honored, 4 total, who were honored as All-Region team. I was named All-Region Coach of the Year and National Coach of the Year. And a lot of these awards, basketball is a game when it comes down to it. It's a silly game, really. Guys are just running up and down the court trying to put a ball in the hole. And as silly as that may be, these things matter, because what happens is my students have committed themselves to excellence. And it shows not just on the court, but also off of the court. We had 2 scholar athletes this year. We had the vast majority of our team has over a 3.0 GPA, because these guys aren't just here to play ball. They're here to engage in the community of Johnson University. I think my next step in this story of Johnson is probably to just kind of keep pushing forward. We've done a lot of great things in the 3 years I've been here. We've, for the second time finished top 10 in the country. We've done a lot of these kinds of things over the years, but I think the next steps are not happening just on the court. They're also off the court. We want to start seeing the story of players who have come through this program kind of unfold in deeper and more beautiful ways, that these guys are going on to invest in the lives of others beyond just their teammates. And we talk all the time about family, that we're going to be a family, and I think one of the most beautiful things about family is the reproduction of it. That in your family you see children being born and grandchildren and so on and so on. In a sense, what I think the next steps are seeing that very thing happen spiritually for my guys. That because we've invested in each other, they've moved on and invested in someone else. And that's something that I think can't be measured. It's probably one of the most beautiful things in life, is to see someone else who you've invested in move on and invest in another. I don't see anything that I've done or that our team has done as something special. I think it's us just living out the mission of Christ the best that we can. And I don't know if it's added or not. I do know that for me, to pour into someone else's life is what matters. And because I think that's Johnson's mission, because I think that's what Johnson is all about, I think it kind of works.